Boys and girls, I got to be honest, I never really care for the tiny characters in these games. I usually tend to skip them, but Rossi proved me wrong. This character is absolutely incredible in so many different ways. Very versatile. Not only has she elevated all physical DPS teams, but she's also elevated Enfield's combat system with her QTE combo skill activation. I hope to see this mechanic get introduced in future characters down the line. Of course, not every single one of them, because then that would take away from the unique factor of it. But every now and then you have that character come out that's a bit more meticulous, that allows you to lock in and immerse yourself into the realms of combat a bit more, because you have to be focused when you activate those QTEs. I love it. I've been having a lot of fun with this character, and I want to share all the insight for the intricacies I've delved into with Rossi, the teams that she works with, the way that you can play her in terms of rotations, applying debuffs, popping that ult. She's a very bursty character at that as well. So yeah, we're gonna have some fun with this video. But before we get started, I want to give a huge shout out to the Endfield team for sponsoring this video and enabling me to bring it to your awareness. If you like what you see, great. Don't forget to hit that like button, and let's go ahead and get into it. So before we get into it, you guys know I'm always a bit more unconventional with my guides and how I do things. That's because I don't watch anybody else. I tend to freestyle everything. And my philosophy is, if I'm clearing all the content in the game, then I must be doing something right, boys. That said, this is my personal favorite team with Rossi. I've tried a number of teams, but the resources do be scarce, so I am limited to all the teams that I get to try with her. But the reason I like this one is because it's got a mixture of everything. We've got main DPS Rossi with sub DPS Pog. That's my goat, and I love hearing that in the background while I'm popping off. But there's our DPS factors, right? But then we've got a sustainer on the team, and we've got a AoE crowd control / debuffer on the team. Not to mention Ardelia debuffs just as much as Gilberta does. And so we've kind of covered every facet of what makes a team comp function. It's pretty universal. It can work with all different scenarios in Arknights Endfield, and so that's why I like it. That said, there's a plethora of flexibility and variety with this character. I dare say there's not a single character in this game more flexible than her. It's insane. I'm telling you, like, there's 87 teams you can run with this girl, because she's doing a hybrid element damage. She does physical and heat damage, but not only that, she's a main DPS that supports physical teams and applies a bunch of vulnerability. So you have all these different characters. This girl can function with Antle, with Perlica, with Chin, Wolfguard, Akakuri, the Panda down here, Inmin, and then you've got Pog. And I'm gonna be real, she could probably function with even more people than that, because the thing is, she's got this one little quirk about her kit where as long as you apply an art infliction, she'll apply 2 stacks of vulnerability on top of that. And so it creates this good mixture of variety of different team compositions. You'll see people running her with team compositions like this, where you got Inmin and Pog with an Akakuri. And then you'll see people running her with team compositions like this, where they got Perlica, Antle, and then a Gilberta or a fill-in slot, you know? And so like the amount of flexibility you can do with her, hell, I wouldn't be surprised if you saw people trying to pull her off with comps you haven't seen before, like cryo comps and stuff. I'm not saying that's going to be like a feasible option, but it could be, you know? That said, I am going to be showing off how we're doing things with this original comp right here. So let's go ahead and get into it. First and foremost, you do not have to pilot with Rossi. You don't, right? I do like her combo sequence. I'll do that one more time. I love this part right here. Ba 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 bam. Like she's like a little ninja, man. I do like that, but if you are a Pog fanatic like I am, you know my boy Pog still got one of the best. Woohoo! He's still got one of the best basic attack sequences in the game. And I have good news. I come bearing good news. She does not need to be on the field as the pilot in order for her kit to be popping off. She doesn't need to be. All you have to do with her is time her combo skill correctly, use her battle skill after somebody else has already applied vulnerable, and then make sure you do her ult after all debuffs have been applied. That pretty much sums her up in a nutshell. So I do want to briefly go over the build so that you guys can have that accessible. First and foremost, I'm using her free to play battle pass option. You can get this by hitting level 40 on the 2nd tier of the battle pass. And then of course you can use your free Originium to purchase that without spending any money, and you can choose this weapon. Now, if you got her signature, good for you, but this is the option that I'm using. It's got crit, it's got agility, it's got attack, it's even got a damage dealt buff. So I love that. Her set is probably the most no-brainer set. You just literally pick all the pieces in the exact same set. You ain't got to mix match nothing. The good news about her is it has all of her main stat: agility, intellect, agility, intellect, agility, intellect, agility, intellect. And then the substats are all peaked too. Keep in mind too, with this showcase, I haven't built up all of these pieces to the maximum efficacy, so there's a lot of damage on the board. Also, my investment in her right now is just I completely decked out the ultimate, still got room to invest in the rest of these. And yes, you do want to take these up as well. This one here is giving crit rate and crit damage boost. That's her combo skill. And then you've got her battle skill, which is just doing some solid damage, as plus that heat damage right there, right? And then if you're going to be piloting her or not piloting her, this damage racks up in the background. That said, other than that, we've got Gilberta. I'm using her battle pass weapon. My whole team's free to play friendly, by the way. Now I got a dupe for her because I was let's just luck at the draw. You know, I lost a 50-50 to another limited character. Good old Endfield Gacha system been working out for me, boys. I don't know about y'all, it's been working out for me. But yeah, I'm using Gilberta. This is my investment in her. She's still got more room, especially here. If we take this up all the way, she'll get more art susceptibility. Look at that. It'll go up 4% from 26. This will go up to 3%. So we need to work on that because that's damage left on the board. As this is here, we've also got the typical set that people run, which is Zyronite, the universal support set. Gives the whole party 16% damage, so long as the character you have it on is using or fulfilling one of these conditions, which she is. That's my Ardelia. And then we've got, I'm sorry, that's my Gilberta. Then we've got Ardelia, completely free to play. Remember, if you logged into the game, you got Ardelia for free. You also got her signature weapon for free as well. So we're using that. We are using Zyronite again, even though it doesn't stack. Both of them best in slot sets is Zyronite, and I don't feel like building them for a DPS. So that's her. Once again, a lot more damage is left on the table because her battle skill, which applies another art susceptibility and physical, it can be extended even higher. It's only level 7. So this susceptibility will scale higher if I were to max this all the way out. So that's worth mentioning. But the final person is going to be my GOAT Pog. I don't have a signature. Wish I did, but I don't. But this is the next best thing, the Thermite Cutter. It gives the whole team an attack percent boost. I'm missing 2 more investments there. Pog is missing investments everywhere. I'm missing investments here. I need to deck out all of this stuff. And then Pog is still missing some investments here as well. We need to deck out all of these. That's my GOAT. We're going to definitely take care of him. But that's the team. That's the team investment. Now let's go ahead and show you the magic. One of the first things I do with this team, it's important to combo skill with Ardelia first, but she has this condition where if anybody has vulnerability or arts infliction on the enemy first, then she won't be able to get her combo trigger. So essentially, you got a final strike before doing anything in order for her to get this combo trigger off. And it's so important because corrosion gets applied from her combo skill. What does corrosion do? Well, who cares? The thing is, her battle skill consumes that corrosion to then apply physical and arts susceptibility. That's a debuff that is very strong and enables our whole team to deal more damage. So it's very important that we open up with her combo skill into her battle skill to then apply that art susceptibility. That's debuff number 1. And you know, the cool thing about it is her signature weapon just doubles down on that concept. So simultaneously, you'll then get arts damage taken from the physical or from the signature weapon on top of art susceptibility. That's why I said this girl's insane. And guess what? Her set compounds on that and gives another 16% damage dealt to the whole team. So now we've got 3 different debuffs from one healer. That's why Ardelia is my GOAT. So that's one thing that's very important. From there, where do we go? That's a chain effect that's going to occur that will enable Gilberta's combo skill to then react, because arts reactions is what chains her combo skill. And an arts reaction is the corrosion that Ardelia applies. Guess what? She also applies vulnerability with this combo skill. It's called lift, and then that turns into vulnerability. Now we have a great condition going, right? Because once this occurs, once you do her combo skill, now we can use her battle skill. The battle skill from her is not only going to apply a second vulnerability, it's also going to deal additional heat damage since we used it while already having vulnerability on the enemy. So you see how that methodical rotation is starting to come together. Ooh, I love it. I love it. Now, there's another simultaneous thing that's going to occur. The cool thing that I forgot to mention is before you do her combo skill, you want to use her battle skill, right? So now we used 2 SP points. We used Ardelia's SP point, and now we're about to use her SP point. The reason we have to do hers is because we need Art's Infliction, and she's somebody who's going to apply Nature Infliction. This enables her combo skill to now proc and apply the final 2 vulnerable stacks, bringing us to a total of 4 vulnerable stacks. And guess what? At that point, our GOAT Pog starts popping off. I'm going to walk you guys through all of it. I know it's a lot to keep up with, but basically I wanted to at least give you the idea of how this team composition functions. Because once Pog comes in there and starts doing his thug thizzle, he's going to apply a massive debuff, which is going to, or not a debuff, I'm sorry. He's going to give an attack percent buff to the entire team. Once you do his battle skill into his, or his combo skill into his battle skill, vice versa, he's going to give you back SP points. And then at that particular point, you want to pop her burst. So let's run through the full rotation really quickly so you guys see how it works. I like to preemptively load this up. That way we can go straight into a pop. All right, we got his ult, Ardelia combo skill, Gilberta battle skill, Ardelia corrosion consumption, boom. Now we go into battle skill, boom. Now we got to make sure to get the QT up. At the same time, we're going to pop her ult. Wait for it to finish. Now we pop her ult. Oh yeah, and we're almost done. We're almost done. Now my GOAT Pog, and then we're gonna pop ult while Pog does his ult. Oh, I love it. I love that combo, bro. Was getting cooked, dog. All right, so let's walk you guys through that entire sequence. He was getting fried, man. And I have the full showcase, don't worry. But how was I making all of that come together so that we can do a bursty amount of damage there? Let's go through it. There's something very important though before we get into the frame by frame. You will butcher your Rossi's ult damage if you do Pog's battle skill before you do her ultimate. If you do her ultimate first, that's the increase in damage, and it's significant. I'm going to show it here in video format in comparison to you doing Pog first. Why is this? Because the way that Art's susceptibility works on Gilberta, and I think just actually in general, it's this buff and this buff. The minute you do an ability, it strips these buffs away. So when you do Pog's battle skill, when he finishes it, it takes these 2 buffs away. And now your Rossi is ulting absent of these 2 buffs. And they're freaking strong multiplicative buffs. And I'm telling you, the damage is significant. In fact, watch the showcase at the end of this video and watch the second rotation and watch how much more damage my Rossi does when I do her ult with these 2 buffs versus without them, which is the first rotation. I just wanted to throw that in there because it was very important to mention. All right, here's the frame by frame of the footage. So once again, I like to preemptively load up the basic attack sequence, which you'll see me do right here, right? And while he's about to hit me, I dodge, right? Can't touch this. Then we follow up with a final strike immediately because we preemptively loaded it up, right? Boom. And at the same time, I'm simultaneously activating Pog's ult. I like to open up with Pog's ult because he's loading up damage as we're applying all these debuffs. And then at the end, you see the cinema double simultaneous ult between both Rossi and Pog. It's just, it feels so good. And because I did it early, I get a second ult going into the second phase with Pog to finish off with more cinema. So that's what we do, right? Final strike, and then we simultaneously ult with Pog. That final strike, boom, now activates Ardelia's combo skill as planned. Now, at the same point, we need to use our girl Gilberta's battle skill to apply Nature Infliction. That Nature Infliction is important for Rossi to be able to do her combo skill and battle skills effectively. So let's go ahead and do this. Boom. All right, so Ardelia just did her combo skill. Look up at the below this guy's HP bar, right? There it is. You'll see the corrosion has now been applied. At the same time, Gilberta is already using her battle skill and her combo skill is ready. See, a lot happens at once. It happens very fast, but all of it is still in a very methodical way. So the next step here is to consume that corrosion with Ardelia's battle skill, which we're going to do. Right? Boom. You saw Ardelia run into him with her, she like rams him, bro. It's funny. Look, she levels up over there and it boom. So what you saw there though, is in her doing that, she applied two different debuffs, the art susceptibility and the art's damage taken, right? And then in the same vein, we applied our nature infliction. So now we can do the battle skill of Rossi, right? Pop, pop, pop. Bam! Now I want to show you that. See those wolves coming at him? That is only happening because we did her battle skill after vulnerability was already applied. That comes from her passive. So we did an additional amount of damage. At the same time, her combo skill is now ready too. Right? And a pretty decent amount of damage there. But get this, every time we apply vulnerable to this guy, our goat Pog is in the background with his freaking dynasty warriors going, oh! It's so good. I love it so much, man. All right, so we're gonna do the combo skill, right? And we have to time the QTE. See, you only want to hit it the second time when it glows yellow. And at this point, she's gonna do like a somersault kick. And because she's gonna take away this nature infliction stack, to do so, she's gonna apply 2 vulnerable stacks in return. Now Paul can activate his final form because his combo skill needs at least, I think, 3 vulnerable stacks in order to activate it, but I have 4. So he's going to deal more damage, return more SP, and he's going to apply that link attack percent from that weapon I'm using so that my Rossi can do a crap ton of damage. But we got 3 ultimates up, right? So clearly we're going to use all 3 ultimates. But this is a very important part because you can fumble this. In fact, I just want to do a quick little panel out to show you guys what I'm about to say. This girl right here, her ultimate applies, I think, the strongest art susceptibility pound for pound in the game. Its base art is at 26. And once again, once I level it up, it goes to 30%. However, look at the bottom. Art susceptibility increases per vulnerability stack. So it's very important that you don't use her ult until after Rossi does the somersault with her combo skill. After you do the perfect QTE, wait for her to somersault, obliterate the nature infliction stack, and apply 2 more stacks of vulnerable. Otherwise, you're going to throw away 6% additional art susceptibility. Does that make sense? So it's very important that you time this part right here, right? We do a kick. You'll notice I ult with Ardelia first, because why not, right? And then I ult with her at the same time. Now, I'm going to be real. I might have actually ulted too early. I'm not sure. I don't think I did because I did kick. I actually want to play that back because that's kind of important. Did I ult too early? Could have done more damage. So QTE. Boom. I think I kicked in time. Oh, maybe I didn't. I'm not sure. I might have actually butchered the 6% susceptibility, but that's what I'm saying. Wait for her to finish the kick to absorb the nature infliction stack. Apply 2 more stacks of vulnerability. Oh, no. I didn't. See, he's already got 4 stacks of vulnerability. I already see it. Okay, so I didn't bluff it. So now at this point, he's got all 4 stacks. All debuffs have been applied. At this point, we're only waiting on one more thing before we pop Rossi's ult, and that's our goat Pog, right? So Pog, and you'll see I was a little bit shy of SP down here, just a little bit. So we did just a little bit of basic attacking to get that up. As soon as we get it up, I'm spamming the number 4 so that Pog, look at him, bro. He about to cat women whip. Watch out. Look at him, bro. He winding that bad boy up, bro, like they did on Spartacus. Y'all ever seen the show Spartacus, bro? All right, so he's doing his battle skill, and then it's gonna activate his combo skill. Pop, pop. Now at this point, I don't have to wait anymore. The battle skill now has given an attack buff to the whole party. I can now activate my Rossi ult. And in the same vein, activate his combo skill, which is then going to activate his ult in the background. It's like all 3 things happen at once. It's so cool, dude. So look, she pops her ult. And then my boy is in the back doing his thing. Look. Oh my God. He just gets eviscerated, man. Hold on, boys, because we got to see that, bro. Because I don't think you understand how much damage is happening here. It's so much damage for my little free-to-play account. Or my account's not free to play, but you know, my little free to play budget team. Here you go. Look at this. Look at this. Bam. Now look at this. Look at this. Look at it. 103, 50K, 50K, physical damage happening in the background. Like, it's so much. Hold on. We got to pause that because I don't think y'all understand, bro. It's so much damage happening. It's crazy. Like, we didn't even get the finish. We didn't even get to see the rest of it. It's an insane amount of damage, bro. And that's why I said she's a very bursty character. Bam, Paul comes in. Bam. It's like, bro just gets obliterated, man. And so that is how it functions. That's how the team comp works. Short and sweet as I like to do it. I don't like to talk you guys' ears off too much. Rossi is absolutely incredible. I do mean this. Like, if you're not playing with this character because she's a tiny little character, listen, man, I thought the same thing. I was wrong, bro. She is so fun. And you know what's funny? I genuinely believe this. I mean this. I think that when another physical DPS comes out down the line, a main physical DPS, it's not going to replace Rossi. She's probably going to replace Pog, unless you're just a Pog main, because you don't even need to pilot her for the team to function. She could be in the background just like the rest of them, and you just make sure to do her combo skill, time the QTE, and time the burst while the main DPS is popping off. Because check this out, guys. The thing about her is her damage is absolutely insane, right? But not only is her damage insane, she debuffs too. Physical damage taken and heat damage taken plus 12%. She doesn't even need to be piloting, so her combo skill will activate as long as you have an Arts Infliction person and a vulnerability. She can totally be a sub DPS. I think this character is going to age like Napa Valley wine when a new physical DPS comes out. People are thinking, oh, they're just going to replace it. Nah, brother, I'm telling you. This girl's here to cook. She's here to stay, man. That's going to wrap up my guide. I hope I brought you guys some good, valuable insight. Thanks for watching. Again, huge shout out to the Endfield team for sponsoring this guide and enabling me to bring it to your wonderful awareness. I'll catch you guys on the flip side.